Alright, everyone should have their map out. Let's go. So, just a friendly reminder. Tomorrow, you have 1 through 10. We're killing Franz Ferdinand. We're going to war tomorrow. It's going to be boss. Oh, maybe I can do it today. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Oh, I hope we can do it today. Monday, 11 through 20, primary source. Tuesday, 21 through 30, map primary source. Due Wednesday, test. 24 minutes, by the way. Focus and Spice are due. So, please keep that in mind as we get going through. This is what your map looks like we're doing today. It's not too bad. This is what the back looks like. That's not bad at all. So, alright, let's go. Let's label our water. Black Sea. Caspian Sea. Baltic. Atlantic. And then Mediterranean. Alright, we're going to draw in a little squiggle over here. This is Portugal. Spain. Draw a little squiggle over here. France. Okay. And I'm going to write over the United Kingdom of Great Britain. And Ireland. I'm going to start over here, draw a squiggle over here. I got Norway. Sweden. Oh, 1E, not 2E's. Oops. Okay, over here, I'm going to draw a little squiggle here. This is Finland, who is killing it in the Winter Olympics. Did you see the U.S. women won gold yesterday? How exciting! You guys are really passionate. I appreciate that. So before we get labeling too much more, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes in this corner over here. So we have the Triple Entente. And colonial possessions. Allies of Triple Entente. And colonial possessions. Central powers. Neutral powers. Who do you think's a neutral power? Yeah. Also Belgium, but Allies. Thrust. Central powers. Who do you think's on the Allied team? France. Who else? And there you go. Who's on the Central powers? Germany, Austria, Hungary. There you go. Farthest advance by either Allies or Central powers. Alright, this is going to be Russia. Alright, are you ready to get a little tricky? We'll keep it easy for a second. Here we go. Drawing a squiggle over here. Drawing a squiggle over here. We got Baghdad right here. Okay, we got Cairo over here. Okay, we're going to draw a little squiggle here. This is what country? Egypt. Who controls it? We're going to write British underneath it. This is Libya. Right here. Who controls Libya? Do we know? It's actually Italy at the moment. Don't worry. They're going to lose it. Tunisia is right here. Tunisia is France. We're just going to draw a little squiggle over here. This is Morocco. This is going to belong to France. And then right here is Algeria. And this is France. There you go. Okay. Going into the sea, Mediterranean Sea, we got Cyprus. This is British. We got Sicily over here, which belongs to Italy. We got Sardinia. Corsica, however, is going to be British, but we'll color that in here in a little bit. Alright, we'll work our way up from Italy to start drawing in our countries. Draw a little squiggle up here. This is Italy. Of course, we have Rome here. Okay, just above Italy, we have a smallish country. What country is this? Switzerland. I'm just going to write Switz. Okay, over here, we have this country. And then do the best you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is Belgium. This is the Netherlands. There's a country right here called Luxembourg. Alright. So, we're going to go out west to Russia. And then we can come in from the west, east. This is all Russia. But this part is called Poland. Poland is controlled by who? Russia. This is Germany. We got Berlin right here. This is Austria-Hungary. Okay, we're going to start by Greece and work our way up because this is the Baltics. This gets a little hairy over here. Squiggle. Right over here we have Albania, which doesn't exist anymore. We've got Greece right here, which still exists. It's on the brink of collapse, but that's another thing. This is Serbia, which does exist. We got Bulgaria, which I have a couple of friends who are from there. They're very lovely people. Bulgaria. And then we have Romania. They're known for their gymnasts. Alright. You got Constantinople over here. This is one empire is right here. Ottoman. Guess what's not going to be here after the war? Ottoman. Okay, we're going to just draw a little loop over here. This is Arabia. Not controlled. Sorry. Alright, so over by Poland, we're going to draw a dashed line. To the top of the Black Sea. And then we're going to write armistice line. Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. And this is in 1918. Why do you think Russia would sign this in 1918? What's happening in Russia in 1918? Bolshevik revolution's in full swing here. So they're like, we can't fight in a world war. We gotta kill our own people. So here we go. Alright. Let's start coloring in some things, shall we? Okay, so it is important that you know that the Triple Entente are your key players. So for me, the Triple Entente is going to be purple. We're going to do this quickly here. So the Triple Entente are going to be England. Of course, Ireland needs to be colored in. France. Russia. Okay. Now, because of imperialism, we're going to see that Egypt is going to be part of the Triple Entente. So guess you're going to have Egyptians fighting in the trenches in Europe. It's awesome. There's like camels going to war, man. Like, I'm not even kidding. There's camels in continental Europe fighting in World War I. Because during World War I, the most common type, the most important tool to move things is what? Huh? Horses! Trains were not as common. So there were some trains, so they didn't use the trains as much as possible, but horses were still the most dependent way to move things. They didn't have tanks, they didn't have trucks, really. So the most dependent way to move things is horses. Have you ever seen that godforsaken movie called War Horse? It's a terrible movie. It's a terrible movie. But it is World War I. Alright, I'm going to use blue. You can use whatever the hell you want. And these are the allies of the Triple Entente. So these are people who are going to fight with England, France, and Russia. For me, they're blue. Italy is going to have a very sordid past. They're going to start with Germany, and then they're going to switch teams. When they switch teams, they're going to switch at the very end. Okay, so in the Treaty of Versailles, do you think they're going to get a fair shake if they switch teams? No. So guess what? Is that going to make them happy or cranky? Guess who's going to rise into power saying that they got screwed by the Treaty of Versailles? Mussolini. That's why he gets famous, because he says that, hey, we got screwed, man. We had people dying, and we didn't get our fair shake. What the hell? Okay, World War II is directly caused by World War I. The faster you get that, the easier your life's going to be for the next 4 weeks. Okay, so you need Rome, Sardinia, Sicily. You need Albania, Serbia, Greece, Romania. Okay, you also need Portugal. Okay, that's it. Now, you need Central Powers. Now, these are the opposition. This is, of course, going to be led by who? Germany. Now, Germany is going to take all the blame. It's not really fair to blame Germany for everything that happens in World War I. However, losers get blamed, and who lost? Germany, so they get blamed. Okay? Now, Germany is besties with Austria-Hungary. They are ride or die for each other. Okay? They get told after World War I they're not allowed to be together anymore, and that breaks their little heart. Okay, there's even a movie about their reunification in World War II in order to go to war. What movie is that? The hills are alive with the sound of music. Ah. It's my mom's favorite movie, by the way. Okay, don't judge. What? Okay. Albania, Serbia. Okay, so when we talk about, if you've ever watched Sound of Music, who here has ever watched Sound of Music? There's a bunch of Nazis in it. It's cool. When people say the Sound of Music is boring, I don't think they understand that it's a bunch of Nazis, man. And that's about the reunification of Germany and Austria-Hungary. Because they're going to be broken up officially after World War I and the Treaty of Versailles. Okay, the Ottoman Empire is going to pick the Central Powers. Yeah, it's not going to go well for them, so guess what happens? They get forced to break up as well, and they completely collapse. They're also not doing well. Can we just agree? They're just not doing well. The Young Turks have really messed around. When you overthrow a government twice, it's probably not going to mean it's going to last, but that's another issue. Alright. Then you have your neutral. These neutral countries means they don't get involved in anything. Okay? They don't want to be involved. They're not going to send guns. They're not going to send people. They want nothing to do with it. And who's the most neutral country ever? Switzerland. So for me, they're yellow. Now, Belgium and the Netherlands are also going to play neutral. Okay? World War II, they don't stay neutral because their whole country gets completely destroyed. Okay? Norway and Sweden are neutral. Finland, I forgot to color it. It should be purple for the triple entente. I'm so sorry. It's purpley color. Where's that purpley color? Okay, it should be purple. Russia invades Finland, and then they get beat by the Finnish. Can you imagine being beaten by Finland? I mean, we're getting our butts stomped by them right now in the Olympics. But, can you imagine going to war and they lost to the Finnish? How would you feel about that? Don't feel bad for Russia, though. They kind of deserve it. Spain is also going to be neutral. Does anyone know why Spain's neutral? No? We got a lot of chaos going on in Spain. They're completely tumultuous. It's going to get worse when they get a guy named Franco in there for World War II. But it's pretty bad. The Middle East, most of it is controlled by the Ottomans. What isn't is going to stay out of this war. Okay, and then we have the Allies thrust. This is going to be the largest push that the Allies are going to accomplish. For me, it's going to be purple line. It's a little arrow. Okay, so the line where most of the fighting is happening is in France. Okay, we're going to draw, I'm going to do the farthest line is going to be a black line, just a dotted line, just like that. And it's going to go through Belgium, France, all the way to Italy, right over here. Okay, this line is going to be the Western Front. It is going to be trenches. One of the worst ways to fight. It's pretty terrible. And you're also going to see the Western Front is happening. I mean the Eastern Front. I think you can agree. Who's going to be leading that charge here? Russia. Now, is Russia industrialized? No. So how do you think they're going into war? In swords. Yeah. They're fighting with swords. How do you think that's going to go for their population? Not well. Not well at all. Hence why we have the Russian Revolution. Alright, my next thing is I'm going to use blue to do my Central Powers push. Okay, they're going to be pushing against that line that we just drew as well, because it's going to be a stalemate, which means neither side advances. Both side is just running into each other. They're literally standing about 90 feet away from each other, shooting at each other. So if you get up in the morning and you stretch, okay, you could get pelted off when you go like this, because they just have sharpshooters just sitting there waiting to pick people off. Then you climb out of your trench, you go kill people, attempt to, then you run back to your trench and you sit there and wait for them to do a counterattack. So you're literally running 90 feet to shoot people and then running back to your trench while people are dying in the middle. Does anyone know what the space is between the two trenches is called? There you go. All right, perfect. Color your water. You got 30 seconds. I'm going to flip it. I would love to. Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. What's up?
Wait, where did you put the dotted line for the farthest advance?
Oh, it's right here.
Oh,
It literally goes through Belgium, France, around Switzerland, and into the north of Italy. Cal, give me a little effort so I can easily give you a 10 out of 10 without thinking about it. Huh? It's, for me, it's blue, which means it's an ally of the Triple Entente.
is Poland blue or purple?
Poland is Triple Entente because Russia owns it. They're not going to own it for long. They're going to lose it real quick. Don't worry, they'll be back immediately during World War II to take it. Alright, flip it over, let's go. So, I'm just going to draw my boxes first off. There's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got the Ottoman Empire in 1914. We got the British Protectorate. (1914). We have the League of Nations. Mandates. And that's 1920. So post-war. And then these are international boundaries that they're going to draw. Alright, let's label some water. Black Sea. Mediterranean Sea. Red Sea. Persian Gulf. Caspian. Gulf of Aden. We haven't labeled that one ever, so that's exciting. A new body of water. How fun! No? Okay. Alright, so we're going to just throw down Persia, also known as Iran at this point. Alright. Going to draw some squiggly lines over here. This is the Soviet Union. Yeah! We got some commies. We're not excited about that? Oh, sorry. I'll turn down my excitement. I think this stuff's cool, man. We got Bulgaria way over here. We got Greece. We got Turkey. Oh, because what has collapsed at this point? There you go. Alright, let's draw some straight lines because the British love straight lines. So, at this point, because of the mandate system, all of your Triple Entente have decided what to do with all this territory, correct? So it's not like they've gone in and conquered and been competing against European nations. They beat everyone. So guess what they get to do? They get to sit there and say, huh, I want this. I want that. Oh, I'm taking that. Because by World War I, what have we discovered we need for industrialization? We need resources, but what resource is going to become the most important resource? Oil. So guess where they're looking for? Oil. Guess what they want? Mediterranean. Why in the Middle East do they want? They need the oil, baby. So what are they looking for? Oil. Here we go. So the British love straight lines. So when they have the opportunity to draw straight lines, guess what they do? Draw straight lines. Except this one down here has a little bit of a oop. And then it goes over. I don't know why. Okay, then we got another straight line. Oh, and then another straight line. Okay, so this is Egypt. It becomes independent in 1922. Okay, this is, we're going to draw over here a little bit of a curve. We got one line here. So a little bit of okay. So we have Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. How does the Sudan turn out after the British leave? Not so good. Why? Because the British. Eritrea? I don't know. It doesn't last long. It gets taken over pretty quick. French Somaliland. Okay, then we have the British Somaliland. And then we have the Italian Somaliland. Yes, sorry. It's just time. Alright, so I'm jumping to Arabia. Here we go. This is HADHRAMAUT. Don't worry, it doesn't last long. Then we have Yemen, which is still around, which is right here. This is Asir, ASIR. Okay. Then we have over here, we're going to draw a nice straight line, which we'll get to. Then we're going to draw a nice squiggly connection. Okay, so this is the Hejaz. It's independent till 1925. Then it goes to what? What country controls us now? Saudi Arabia. So this is independent till 1920. Because who's going to take it? Saudi Arabia. Alright, over here. Draw a little loop. This is Qatar. This is Brahman. And then Kuwait. You should know the name Kuwait, right? Good. Kuwait is right here. Okay, when you start seeing square lines, what country do you know is coming? Britain. Here we go. You like square lines? We got plenty of them coming right now. Straight lines, I mean. Alright, here we go. So we got a straight line here. We're going to pull it out here. Is that me? Nice. Oh. Up. This is your Transjordan Mandate. Okay, you're going to draw a nice strong line right there. Who is going to control this territory right here? What is right here, guys? The British, because what is this right here? Suez Canal. And guess who is not giving that up? The British. They're not going to give it up until they're forced to. Alright, and then right here we got Palestine. Guess who's going to own that one? There's a bunch of straight lines. British. Okay, we're going to straighten out this line to the river. through this river. What are these rivers I'm covering, by the way? There you go. This is Syria. This is French mandate. So we're talking about why, like for instance, we were just talking about how Syria is going through a terrible civil war and all that stuff. Guess who's at the root of it? French. Alright. Okay, so off of this square part here, which is weird, we're going to draw a nice straight line. Another straight line. Straight line. Straight line. And then connect to the top of Kuwait. Guess who owns this? The British. We got some squiggles though. Here. This is Iraq. Guess who owns this? The British. Okay. There we go. It's going to be easy once we start coloring it in. Alright. I'm going to color in the Ottoman Empire. That's going to be in place at the beginning of 1914. So before it starts getting all carved up. It is all the way down the line. All the way over here to Yemen. For me, it's green, sorry. Okay, don't go into where the Suez Canal is because we know who owns that, the British. Okay. When you get to Transjordan, hold on. They don't own everything because remember they're getting smaller and smaller. So they have a small territory up here. And they're going to control it there. So remember, this is before the war. So that's why they have so much territory. After the war, they have zero territory because they completely collapsed in 1917, which is the end of the war, because they picked the wrong team. And what team did they pick? Central Powers. So, to the victors go the spoils. So once the war is over, guess who comes in and takes everything? The UK and the French. Because the Americans are going to come in towards the end, and we get kind of some other setbacks, some other things. So British protectorates mean the British own you, and they get to kind of do whatever they want. So more like colonialism. So we got Kuwait. Kuwait had a major war, which is why some of you may know it, and it's because of British interference. We got Qatar. Also, British interference. They also have a soccer team, don't they? Aren't they good? Yeah? Do they sponsor soccer? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a fan of European soccer. I'm not even going to lie. The shirts are confusing. Like, there's Madrid and then there's the real Madrid. Like, we couldn't come up with two separate names here, people? Well, but why is one the real Madrid? That's very helpful. Thank you. Well, that's not true because they play on the same field. Okay, then we have British Somaliland, which is British Protectorate. We obviously have the Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. Alright, so League of Nations mandates, for me, are going to have red lines crossing it. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to color over everything I already have. Okay, so protectorates or mandates are everything from here keep in mind, some of this is the Ottoman Empire, which no longer exists. But all of this territory is going to be belonging to mandates. And guess where most of the world's oil is coming from? This is where most of your oil, especially discovered oil, is during this time period. I don't want to do international boundaries. I think they're really confusing. So we'll deal with that later. Just leave it blank. All right, color in your map. That's it. How much time do I have on pause schedule? Seniors have a meter. Four? Okay. Ooh. What's up? I have no idea. Hadramauti. How would you say that, Ryan? I have no idea either. It doesn't exist anymore. If you have not purchased your Barron's book, people, you got like 3 weeks. It's this. You need it for our review, Christian. Colton, yeah, I don't think you've heard me say anything about it. This is the Barron's book. You can buy it on Amazon for like $14. If I would never ask you to buy something if you weren't going to use it. You'll be using every single page. So, gentlemen, it's just the Barron's book. You can use the 7th edition. There's even an 8th edition. As long as it's a more recent one, it's totally fine. Yes.
If they don't want to ship it, you can buy it at Barnes & Noble.
There you go. Barnes & Noble, it's like $20 there, isn't it? Like 18, 20. There's a little bit more there, but it's whatever you want. You need it at the end of content. You got like 3 weeks. But you will be, we break it up into 6 weeks of content. And you will be turning every page. Oh, Gunnar, you better take that earbud out, that's for sure. Do we really only have like a minute left? Yeah.
How long?
30 minutes. Pause schedule.